All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's playoff time. It's playoff time, baby. And we got things going with a quad header, whatever. There's 4 games on today, and things got started with a bang. The Utah Jazz on the road against the Dallas Mavericks. No Luka Doncic. So if you're Utah, you're on the road, and the opposing team's best player is not on the court. Win the damn basketball game. Win the damn game. And what did Utah do? Bro, it was ugly. It was not always pretty. In fact, at a lot of points in the basketball game, it was ugly. The first quarter was pretty ugly. The fourth quarter was pretty ugly. They weren't making many shots. They weren't making threes. They were turning the ball over. But they found a way to win the basketball game. And trust me when I say this, the Dallas Mavericks are a very talented basketball team. Very talented basketball team. In Utah, things in Utah right now, I wouldn't say things are dicey, but they could get dicey. Imagine Utah got swept in this round. Imagine Luka Doncic played, Utah gets swept. Future of Gobert, future of Mitchell, I don't know what would happen. So this was a huge victory, man, and it was led by a cat named Donovan Mitchell, who we're all aware of, 30 points. But before we actually get into today's game, if you guys enjoy it, let's hit the like button, let's hit that subscribe button. I post daily NBA content. I'm going to be covering the NBA playoffs several times a day, several different series. And Utah, Dallas, this is definitely a series I'm going to be making a bunch of videos on because I love both teams, man. I used to actually live in southern Utah when I went to college there. Dallas is dope. I love Dallas. I love the state of Texas. So this is going to be a fun series for me. So let's try and hit 100 likes on today's video. That would be absolutely awesome. But, dude, the defense stepped up today. And I know, like I said, I know you're without Luka. But Dallas is a scoring team, bro. They still have really solid defense, and they score the damn ball, man. Jalen Brunson. I remember watching Jalen Brunson as a freshman in high school. I used to live in the suburbs of Chicago. My freshman year of high school, I watched Jalen Brunson drop like 46 as a senior against my high school team. It was the one and only basketball game I ended up going to, and you just knew this cat was going to be great. So you got guys like Dinwiddie, you got Brunson, you got even just guys like Powell helping hold things down in the paint, Dorian Finney-Smith. Underrated basketball team. I think personally Dallas needs like one more star, and they would be really freaking good, even better than they are right now, 52-30, impressive season. But a huge win for Utah. Donovan Mitchell led the way, and like I said, it wasn't always pretty. Donovan Mitchell shot 10 of 29, scored over 30 points, had 6 rebounds, had 6 assists, played defense when he had to, made some threes when he had to, and it was overall a great game from your leader. Like I said, this is a game you need to win. And when you need to win a game, your best players need to be ready to go. They need to be ready to go. And I'll use Rudy Gobert next up because this is a guy who barely scored in basketball. He scored 5 points in tonight's game. Dude, Rudy Gobert defensively, so on the broadcast they were like, Dallas's low field goal percentage is solely due to, or the number one reason is because of Rudy Gobert's interior defense. And then he was like, oh, actually it's Luka Doncic being out. Well, I think Rudy Gobert was actually the reason. I mean, he pretty much locked up the paint. I mean, even think of 2K. I hate playing the damn Utah Jazz. They're a really hard team to play in 2K if you're not used to it. But like when you have a big body like Rudy Gobert, a depoy guy down below, it's hard to score in the paint without your best players. Really hard. So Rudy Gobert tonight, defensively, offensively, he only took 1 shot. He had 17 rebounds, bro. 5 points, 17 rebounds. He gave you 3 blocks plus 6. Played 35 minutes tonight. Like Rudy Gobert was absolutely money for him, and he's going to be him and Donovan Mitchell, your best 2 players. If both of you 2 play well, you are probably going to win this basketball series. Now, they got more help. They got help outside. Like I said, this was a bad shooting game for Utah. Bad shooting game for Dallas. Neither team scored 100 points. It was 99-93 at the end of the game. And so you have guys like Bogdan Bogdanović absolutely go off. 26 points. I mean, first off, this is what he does, right? He's kind of like that low-key sharpshooter. He can score in a multitude of different ways. He's going to play team defense. Bogdanović is like the perfect team piece. I think if I can think of any basketball team, like I live here in Chicago, if Bogdanovich was on my Chicago Bulls, those are the players you want on a championship team. When you're in the playoffs, you can rely on guys like Bogdanovich, and he not only did he score 26 points, he had a team high plus 11, and he also gave you 5 rebounds, he gave you 4 assists, he gave you a steal, shot efficiently, shot 55% from the field. So shout out Bogdanovich, because Utah was having a lot of issues scoring the basketball at various points in today's game, and man, without Bogdanovich dropping 26, a victory here tonight today would have been much more difficult. It's like 2:30, I keep saying tonight. Royce O'Neal, only 3 points, but man, defensively, you know what you're getting from Royce O'Neal. This is also a guy who can make some threes, shot 1 of 3 from downtown for his 3 points. But a guy like Royce O'Neal, a guy who can guard several different positions, a guy who, another piece like Bogdanovich, just fits into the team system perfectly. He's been in Utah for a while. Guys know his game. He knows his teammates' game. Like Royce O'Neal, another great piece to have. And then finally in the starting lineup, we have Mike Conley, who I thought did a very fine job tonight, this afternoon. Shot 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown. He did get a little sloppy with the turnovers. Like I said, this was a pretty sloppy game from Utah in general. They did have 14 turnovers, but 4 for Mike, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and very efficient, 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown. Mike Conley, another important piece. All the starters are going to be extremely important, but let's get into the bench, because Utah's bench, when they had to, man, they stepped up. Jordan Clarkson, I thought, was going to play a lot more than 20 minutes tonight, kind of because of the Utah's offense was just pretty stagnant at various points. But he came in 4 of 7 from the field, gave you 10 points. And then my boy Daniel House Jr., if you guys know this channel, I used to make a ton of Houston Rockets content. I still do. Links in the bio for some reason you want to check out my Houston Rockets page. But 7 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown. He actually even came in, subbed in the first quarter. Shout out Daniel House Jr., man. So it's guys like Clarkson, it's guys like Whiteside, it's guys like Daniel House Jr. that, they make huge impacts. Hassan Whiteside, I thought, did a really good job as well. He only played 13 minutes, but he pulled in 8 rebounds, scored 3 points, and I thought he was very useful on the defensive end, especially for Utah, man. So this was a really solid game, dude. Really solid game. Obviously, like, if you want to nitpick it, not a pretty game, but a solid game where you won the basketball. Like 99 points, not great, not ideal. It's not the end of the world. You won it. Solid victory. Move on to the next on, probably Monday. And try and get game number 2, because if you are up 2-0, we still don't know Luka Doncic's status even in the series in general. If there's no Luka Doncic in the next game, 100%, same thing as today, you have to win. Let's say you're up 2-0, you head back home, Luka Doncic comes back in. Well, you're up 2-0, man. You're up 2-0. So power's on your side. Hit the like button. Let's try and hit 100 likes on today's video. This is going to be a fun series, man. I hope you guys are ready. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be covering the whole damn thing and a bunch of other series in the playoffs. Peace.